Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. A beast of machine, hitting on you with speed, running gasoline lean. Give me all what I need, indeed. Pedal to the metals of life that I dream. Can't settle for tea kettle when I can roast it like coffee beans. My chances splitting the scene, smoking supreme. A rough race leaves enough trace, less smoking with steam. Spinning wheels hitting deals with high velocity. Break the rules of physics to win, become an odyssey. Might be second place, but I'm riding behind. Set to draft, fly by, feel the G-force adjust, get the better lap. My tires may be bold, riding a weather track, but I've left my checker pass so I can reach the checkered flag.
Another edition of the Checkered Flag. As always, I'm your host, Ace Naylor. It is Tuesday, May 19th, 2015. Hey, before we get started on anything, man, I am so glad to have you back. We got our co-host in here, Bryce Ott's back in the house, man. Yeah, fist pump. All right. Well, hey, folks. A lot of controversy right now surrounding NASCAR. NFL and New England Patriots are not the only thing hot topic right now in sports for controversy, but so is NASCAR. Later tonight, we're going to talk about it. Jimmy Johnson's crew under fire for possible all-star race infractions. What? What's that all about? And IndyCar also having their share as well. From Indianapolis, questions are concerning the level of safety heading into the Indianapolis 500. Continuing to mount, that just happened Monday after James Hinchcliffe was injured in a crash. Not only that, Elio Castrovinus of Brazil sent his car airborne. This was during practice for the mini Indianapolis 500 just this past Wednesday on May 13th, 2015. We're going to talk about those a little later tonight. And yeah, that's a lot of stuff surrounding the news right now as far as NASCAR is concerned and racing. Well, how about some good news right now? I want to give a huge shout out. We'll have him later on the show tonight. A huge shout out to Tater the Gator Reich. We had him on our show this past week, Tuesday, and he did a clean sweep. For those of you who don't know what a clean sweep is winning every division at the racetrack. He was over there at Dixon, won his trophy dash, his heat race, and his main event. So big hats off to the kid. We're going to hear from him a little later tonight. Also, McKenna Haase, her sprint car in her 305 sprint, first ever female to win in the 305 sprint at Knoxville Speedway this past weekend. And we're going to have her call in a little later on for the last 10 minutes of the show tonight, of course, along with Tater the Gator. So we're really excited to see what these kids are doing, moving up and our success in racing. Our guest tonight from Cam Kartway, as part of our Way Out West series, he'll be on the show a little bit from Cam Kartway as part of our Way Out West appearance program. Outlaw Kart extraordinaire Noah Keys on the show a little tonight, right off. Also on the show tonight, we've got Blaine the Bullet Baxter. Blaine, who took his first ever main event win in his 250, Saturday, May 2nd in 2015. We have him right here live in the studio. We're going to talk to him a little bit later as well. We also have 2014 champion at Petaluma Speedway in the house as well. He'll be here a little bit. Jake Fernandez will also be on the show. Folks, don't go anywhere because we have to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with our first guest, Noah Key, in just a few moments.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
All right, we are back. We've got right now on the line, we've got Noah Key. Noah from Texas, races Cam Kartway. Noah, what are you, currently 12 years old?
13.
Oh, 13 years old. Noah, thanks for being on the show. We're going to get right to your questionnaire on asking our age-old question here. But how did all this begin for you? How did you get started in the world of outlaw karts? And out of all the racing out there that they have, why outlaw karts?
Well, I've always been a big fan of racing. When I first showed up in the hospital room after I was born, there was a NASCAR race on TV, so I guess I was kind of destined to be a racer. ever since the start. So we went out to Camp KARTWay to watch the races, and turns out we liked it, so we bought a cart and started racing and had a lot of success, and it's just been a long story from then on out.
Yeah, and then so you moved up to where are you currently racing? You're currently racing a micro sprint, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about your micro sprint. You know, of course, we may have fans that don't know what a micro sprint is. I mean, we've heard of a full-on sprint, but what's a micro sprint?
Micro sprint is basically a half-size sprint car running a 600cc crotch rocket engine from a motorbike, and they have about a top speed of 150.
Right.
And they race on anywhere from an eighth to a quarter mile.
Right on.
Okay. You race a micro sprint about your car. What's like?
Well, tell us about
your car.
Yeah.
So I race a GT American micro sprint with a Yamaha Silver R6 engine, 99 to 02, and we have two kinds of engines. We have a Outlaw, which is the billet, polished heads, everything, full bore motor, and then we have the stock, which is fresh out of the bike.
Wow.
And I run A-Class, Restricted, and Outlaw in the micro, and I currently run two cars.
Wow, exciting. Now, we have a thing that you your first time at Tulsa was in 2011. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, that was an interesting experience. I ran the shootout in 2011 in a junior sprint car, which is about half the size of the micro, running a Briggs & Stratton World Formula engine. And I started pulling the heat, and I spun out going into turn one, so I had to go to the back, and I couldn't pass anybody from that point on out because it was a tacky track. And I turned out to have to run the B main, and I spun out 4 times, but I still finished 4th, and I missed the transfer by 1 spot. So that was a very emotional experience for me.
Yeah. That sounds like it was quite an exciting experience. We got Bryce here, man. Bryce, you want to throw some stuff in here, man?
Sure. How many other cars did you race in there with your division at the Tulsa Shootout?
In A-Class and Outlaw, there are usually 270 cars, and in Restrictor, they usually have 90.
Wow. That's amazing. That's an amazing amount of cars. How many was in your division that you had that you raced against out there? Is what we were trying to get at here.
270 in A-Class and
wow,
90 in Restrictor.
Wow. I'm a big fan of the Tulsa Shootout. They have really just stepped it up with allowing the they've really put the 600 micro division on the front lines out there at Tulsa, haven't they?
Yes, they have. It's mainly 600s, and they run 1200s, and junior sprints are the additional classes.
Yeah, exactly. So in 2012, you ran a class that seemed to be you seem to be quite busy that year for 2012, exceptionally busy years for you. You raced more than one class. Tell us about that year, the 2012 year.
Yeah, 2012, I ran a Outlaw kart and a micro, and I had quite the busy year. I started the year off with the shootout and the junior sprint, and then I ran a regular season at CAM, and then we went up to Knoxville in August, and I won the Knoxville Kart Nationals, which is the prelude to the Sprint Car Nationals.
Yes.
And then I ran the micro. I started in September. So right after I got back from the Knoxville, I started running the micro, and I did pretty well in that. And we went to the shootout, and I ran the B main again and missed it by 1 spot.
Yeah, exciting though. Bryce?
What about 2013 Rookie of the Year in your micro sprint? How was that?
Yeah, we went up to Indiana, and we ran Oklahoma, and we ran Kansas, and we were everywhere in 2013. So, but we mainly ran at Kennedale Speedway Park in Kennedale, Texas, on Friday nights.
Yeah, that's exciting. Now, you have other hobbies too, like Legos. And I'm understanding you're a certified Lego junior master builder. What's that all about? That sounds pretty exciting. Have another hobby like that.
Yeah, Junior Master Builder they're certified Lego builders who I do the Legoland stuff, like at Legoland, California. I mainly design those models, and I build quite frequently, and I specialize mainly in cars.
Wow, that's nothing ironic there, right? Working on cars, specializing in cars. Now you have other things too that you're working in with different causes and charities, and you have a thing that you got called Mission Possible. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we help local community senior homes and food pantries and missions and so forth.
That is really
nice. It's at my local church, and we help poor and in-need people. It's really helpful to them.
That is so nice. That is so nice. Now, you talk about Saturday. Talk about your some of your upcoming races. Now, on the 16th, you have your TOWR points race at Super Bowl Speedway. Tell us about that. And that's with West Midgets.
Yeah. So my dad runs the Tower Series, and we're currently running. I think we were going to run 17, but we already have quite a few rainouts. But he's worked really hard, and I'm quite happy that his series is working so well. We usually have 20 cars every Saturday night, so it's really nice to have some competition.
Yeah. Well, so where are you? Where are you headed to race next?
We're going to go run in Indiana and Illinois with Power Eye.
Okay.
And
yeah.
We're going to run Indiana Micro Week, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's exciting. And of course, unfortunately, won't have the pleasure of meeting you at CAM, but you are going to be doing something exciting that weekend. The reason why you won't be there, tell us about that.
Yeah, we're going to go run Indiana Micro Week, so we're going out. We're going to run 7 days, and it's going to be 7 days of racing in a row, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's exciting. Well, hey, thank you so much. We'll let you go. Do you have anything you'd like to, any thanks or shout-outs, or, of course, sponsors you'd like to thank before we let you go for the night?
Simpson Race Products, GK Cleaners, my mom, my dad, everybody that helps me out, my mentor, Rick, just everybody who can get me week-to-week racing.
Right.
Can't thank them enough.
Wow. Right on. Hey, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate having you on the show. And Ashley, real quick, website? You got a website or Facebook or anything that they can go to?
Yeah, Noah Key and Key Racing on Facebook and NoahKey.net.
Okay. Yep. Thank you so much, man. Best of luck to you. Thanks for being on the show.
All right.
Thank
you.
All right, folks, we have to take another break, and we're going to be back in just a moment with our first in-studio guest. We have BLAINE, the Bullet Baxter. That'll be next, folks, in just a few moments.
The taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
Manticorp Tax and Accounting can help you minimize taxation, establish a corporate presence, and save you money. Our over 25 years of experience in domestic and international taxation and incorporation services makes us the best at what we do. Your first consultation at Manticorp is always free, and our discounted rates guarantee you will not end up paying for what you don't get. Try Manticorp today. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@manticorpusa.com.
In the summertime.
You are invited to participate in a true multimedia experience coming to a home near you. LCM TV is bringing Lake County into the new millennium with news, live broadcast, information, music, talk shows, and local programming, all streaming in high definition online and soon to be on your Roku box. Join us at lcm-tv.com or be a part of our studio audience. You can also watch the shows at lakecomagazine.com as we provide programming to inform, enlighten, and maybe even enrage you. On Lake County Magazine Talk Show with Terry and Pete the Tax Guy, Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Like racing? Try the Checkered Flag Show, hosted by Ace Naylor on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. All ages and divisions in regional and national fields. Joni Lane brings a positive light to you every Monday at 3 p.m. Pasha Space brings an international flair as they discuss ecological, health, and social issues in Haiti with people around the world. End up your week with positive, conscious sounds on Saturday at 9 a.m. with Sister T on the Bridge. This show is also simulcast on KMEC 105.1 FM in Ukiah. Our latest show, LCM TV News, is brought to you live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon, and rebroadcast at 6:30 p.m. and noon daily, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, featuring national, regional, and local news, weather, and sports. We have it all here for you on your local TV station, LCM TV. Join us online and soon on Roku, giving you access to all the best Lake County has to offer. We are LCMTV.com, your multimedia connection. Tune in for the fun. It's live TV at its best.
All right, folks, we are back. We've got Blaine the Bullet Baxter on the show right now. Blaine the Bullet Baxter, who just won his very monumental win for Blaine the Bullet Baxter. Won his first ever main event win in his 250, Saturday, May 2nd, 2015. We've got him live in the studio right now. Blaine, how you doing, man?
Good.
It's good to have you on the show. I'm so excited to have you. So tell us how your career began. How did you get started in outlaw carts?
My dad's been racing a lot, and I just really wanted to race with him, and then I got into outlaw carts, and my dad sold a sprint car to buy it.
Wow. So what kind of cart are you racing right now?
A box stock.
A box stock? Yeah. Are you, Bryce, you and Bryce now have a relationship. You guys know each other.
Yeah.
So Bryce, you can throw some stuff in here too, man. Go right ahead.
Okay. So since you're like 8, how was that experience of beating people that were older than you in a 250?
Hard.
Was it? It was tough. It was tough in a 250. Tell us about that race. How did you get up? How did you get up front? How did you manage to get up front?
Well, there's only 4 cars, and there's only 4 cars all day, and there was 3 cars that I was racing against, and it was a really good. It was a really small track, so it was easy to pass.
Yeah, was that at Ukiah? Were you at Ukiah? Because that's pretty small. You were at Ukiah, or which one were you at for that one?
I was at Atwater.
Oh, you went to Atwater. Okay. How was that out there? Because I know. Have you been now? I know. You raced Dixon and other tracks. What do you think of Atwater?
I don't like the track.
Hey, we don't have a delay button on here, folks. So, just kidding. But right on, man. That's exciting. So, tell us a little more about your car. Is there anything significant with your cart number? Tell us about your cart number. Is there anything with that number on your cart?
25B.
Yes. Yeah. I know most kids pick a number for their cart. Why did you pick that? Was there a reason you picked that number?
Yeah, that was my dad's number.
Oh, okay. That's exciting. Bryce? Yeah. Anytime, man. Just go ahead. Even if you got to interrupt me, people get tired of hearing me.
Okay. So when you're racing, I know you like racing against people who like push you to the limits so you can be better and stuff. Do you like doing that, or you like kind of easy or hard?
I like doing it.
So what's your favorite track that you want? Or do you have a favorite track you like to race?
My favorite track I like to race is Cycleland.
Right. And we did have a fan question sent to us on Facebook, and it's a pretty common question, but they wanted to know, what goals do you have for this year, and what goals do you have for the future? Are you wanting to get into World of Outlaws, or what do you want to do for down the road? NASCAR?
I would want to do the World of Outlaws.
Yeah, that's exciting. Now, when we were talking, all three of us were talking before we went on air. We were talking about one of your accident, your wreck that sticks out.
Oh.
You can, yeah.
Okay, so when you were in your accident at, I think it was at Cycling in your box stock.
Yeah.
Was it like scary for you?
Because I flipped one time before that, and I wasn't scared the first time either.
Yeah. How do you handle that when you crash like that? If you're what do you do how do you handle that?
I just close my eyes.
Yeah. Close your eyes. Sometimes I get it. So tell us where you racing? Where can we find you racing next?
What do you
Do you know where you're going? Do you know where you're going next? Are you doing this? Are you part of the summer series right now? What's your schedule? Where are you going? Do you know where you're going this Saturday? Where can we go to see you race now? That's what I want to know. Where can we go if we wanted to watch you?
Dixon.
Especially get another win in your 250. So you're going to be at Dixon this next Saturday? Sweet, that's exciting. Are you? What do you think of that track? It's pretty fast and pretty long. You like that? Have you been out there before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, tell us how the transition. He kind of asked this already, but kind of tell us about how was your transition going from your box? Was it box, right?
Box stock.
Box stock and 250. So how does this work? You have there are four divisions, right? So you have a beginner box, box stock 250. What's after? Tell us what then you have 500s, right?
I thought open intermediate is kind of for younger, like it's half intermediate because it's in open, so it's the same motor as an open kind of. So what it is really for younger people.
Yeah.
So they can get used to a 500.
Right.
And then it's.
So how was your transition from the box into the 250? How did that work out for you?
Well, I really wanted a 250, and I asked Santa, and he gave me one.
Santa Claus gave you one, huh? It's sweet. No, a little bit big to fit in your stocking, though, right?
Yeah. he left it outside.
Oh, he did. Yeah. He couldn't. That'd be kind of tough to get down the chimney, huh?
Yeah.
So when I was asking, how was the transition though? How did you? How was it? Was it easy to get into the two? Was it easy your first time to get into 250 from the box stock? How was that? How did that work out?
It was complicated.
Yeah. Did you get any? Do you get to do any practice time or anything with it?
No.
No. See, that's what's so amazing. He didn't get any practice time, yet he got out there and took the win in the 250. That's amazing.
Who showed you how to drive a 250?
My dad just told me.
Yeah. Got anything else you want to ask him, Bryce?
Yeah. Okay, when you're racing your friends, like on the track, what is it like when you want to pass them? Do you want to do it clean, or you want to race them hard?
That's the tough questions.
I want to race them hard.
So we got a couple more. We're gonna have a couple more minutes. First, I want to give you a chance to give your thanks and shout outs for sponsors, things like that. You got sponsors right now you'd like to thank?
I would like to thank QRC, Hinchman Racewear, and Butler Built Seats.
Wow, that's exciting. Thank you so much, man, for being on the show. We're gonna have a little bit after this, Jake Fernandez, but of course, anything else you'd like to thank before we. What else you'd like to thank or anything before I let you go? And then anything you want to put out there, like where you're racing next, where they can go see you, anything like that?
No.
No. Okay. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We have to take we actually have to take another break, and after that, we're gonna have in just a few moments we're gonna have from Jake Fernandez.
You're invited to participate in a true multimedia experience coming to a home near you. LCM TV is bringing Lake County into the new millennium with news, live broadcast, information, music, talk shows, and local programming, all streaming in high definition online and soon to be on your Roku box. Join us at lcm-tv.com or be a part of our studio audience. You can also watch the shows at lakecomagazine.com as we provide programming to inform, enlighten, and maybe even enrage you. On Lake County Magazine Talk Show with Terry and Pete the Tax Guy, Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Like racing? Try the Checkered Flag Show, hosted by Ace Naylor on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. All ages and divisions in regional and national fields. Joni Lane brings a positive light to you every Monday at 3 p.m. Pasha Space brings an international flair as they discuss ecological, health, and social issues in Haiti with people around the world. End up your week with positive, conscious sounds on Saturday at 9 a.m. with Sister T on the Bridge. This show is also simulcast on KMEC 105.1 FM in Ukiah. Our latest show, LCM TV News, is brought to you live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon, and rebroadcast at 6:30 p.m. and noon daily, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, featuring national, regional, and local news, weather, and sports. We have it all here for you on your local TV station, LCM TV. Join us online and soon on Roku, giving you access to all the best Lake County has to offer. We are LCMTV.com, your multimedia connection. Tune in for the fun. It's live TV at its best.
We're back. We've got in the studio right now 2014 champion at Petaluma Speedway. We've got Jake Fernandez on the show. Jake, thank you, man, for being on the show.
No problem. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Again, we're gonna ask the age-old question: How did you get started in racing?
I got started. My dad used to race at Lakeport and
Okay.
Ukiah Speedway.
Right.
He raced for a long time, about 10, 11 years, and then I just fell in love with outlaw karts. I just love the way of racing and love going to the racetrack and smelling the race fuel and stuff like that. And just fell in love with it. And then at the age of 7, got my first outlaw kart, and there it went.
I noticed that I see a lot of them on the show with the people that I interview. As far as passed on from generations, it's usually looking up to your father and then the next generation. You want to get into it too. So I find that a lot. Yeah. So what are you currently racing right now?
Currently, I'm racing mini stocks right now, and last year, 2014, ended up winning the mini stock track championship.
Yeah, you did.
And
That's the coat you got there.
And rookie of the year. So it was a good year. We had our ups and downs, but like every other race year.
Yeah,
but
it happens. So how was your transition into the mini stock? Have you ever raced a bigger car before? Was that
that was probably the biggest. Going from a 500 outlaw kart to a mini stock was definitely a weird transition. Going from all that power to slow and steady suspension, and it's a weird transition, but I kind of got the feel for it after the first couple races, and turned out all right.
Do you ever see yourself driving a sprint car?
Yeah, I mean, I think if I ever got the opportunity to go up to that level, I would definitely take advantage of it and make the best of it and try to, get my name out there, try to prove myself as a race car driver.
Yeah, that's exactly. So we're gonna go back to the beginning of your career. You said you raced outlaw karts.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about your outlaw kart experience and what you did with all that.
At first it was just my dad and my family just helping out, and a couple local sponsors here in Lakeport.
Yeah.
And then we got a couple more sponsors, started moving up. I won 3 championships in outlaw karts: beginner box stock, junior outlaw, and 250 outlaw karts.
Yeah, I followed you when I started announcing over. I remember seeing you over at Ukiah and Dixon and your car and everything. So what are you? So you're currently doing? You're racing your mini stock. Are you in season with mini stock? What's the season? Are you in season with mini stock right now, or is that something that happens?
We decided this year we're not gonna run a series. We're just gonna go to bigger races and more like money shows.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Special
Try to race when we want to. Yeah.
Like
And a couple weekends ago, went to Fernley, Nevada.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I did see that on your site. How was that experience at Fernley?
it was good.
Yeah.
Different type of cars, different track. It's very dry slick track.
Yeah.
It's a big track, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Definitely a good learning experience,
Right.
and did have some motor problems up there, but hopefully we can get those fixed. And I think next race we're gonna be at Marysville.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good that's a good track. Hey, Bryce, you got.
Like when you're in a mini stock, is it like kind of, sort of like a little 500, or it's kind of different, way different?
Not exactly. A 500 is more wild in a sense. 500s are really jumpy,
Yeah.
really out of control. It really tests your driving ability, but a mini stock, in my opinion, really goes for how smart of a driver you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't have all that power to, back you up and just rely on your power to do the driving. You
Right,
really have
right.
to rely on your driving skill, and it's more like a real car.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is more like driving a real car. Your speeds aren't that fast. What do you do, like maybe 40, 50?
At Petaluma, a good speed is probably like 65 to
Okay.
67.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad, but
Right.
like I said, it just really tests your driving ability.
Yeah. What kind of car is your mini stock?
Last year at Petaluma, it was a Ford Pinto.
Oh wow. What are you racing this year? What are you racing this year?
It's a Mustang 2 chassis with the
Yeah.
Ford Pinto motor in it, 2300 Ford.
Right.
And I think the transition from a Ford Pinto to a Mustang 2 is a lot different.
No, I was gonna ask that. Yeah. It's yeah. So tell us a little more about your car. Suspension. What does a mini stock entail?
Well, it depends on the track. The mini stock rules vary at different
I
tracks.
was asking about the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, Fernley, Nevada is probably the most outlawed mini stock rules I've seen. They use all coilover suspension, and at more like Marysville, they try to keep it a little bit more stock, but those are still pretty outlawed. And then Petaluma tries to keep it as stock as possible.
Right.
And they want leaf spring suspension. They want it to look as much like the original car as possible.
Yeah, I would say I noticed that they do have a lot of features as the original car. They also obviously they race them on pavement. Have you ever done it on pavement, or had any idea want to do them on pavement?
I'd be interested to do it on pavement just to see how it would help me on dirt, because same car, same same setup. So I think it would really help me. But I would be excited to do it on asphalt, but just never done it before.
Yeah.
Is it like a regular car? Because like you said, it's supported, then you changed to a Mustang and stuff. Is it like a regular car or something?
Yeah, it's 1974 Ford Pinto, so nothing you would see on the road today.
Right.
But it was a regular car at one time.
Right.
But just roll cage and suspension modifications, and
Right.
that's
yeah,
basically a
yeah,
mini stock.
Exactly. And obviously you don't have windows in it. You have the net.
Yeah.
The nets and things like that. So tell us a little bit. Tell us about the mini stock rules.
Petaluma, they changed rules a couple years ago to you can be 14 with driving experience.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that. The age limit.
Yeah. So when I turned 14, we got interested in it. We called up the Petaluma, track advisor, and gave him like a resume of my racing, and he said it would be all right for me to go out. So we went out and got a lot of help from all the other drivers. They're really helpful group of people, the mini stock class, and and at Marysville it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of like a base by base type thing. Like if you have driving experience, they'll see how you do.
Yeah.
And if you look like you're doing all right, you can race as much as you want.
Yeah. No. Well, what are the qualified? How do you how do you because they have qualifying obviously in racing. For those of you fans who don't watching it or new, they qualify. Now, do you qualify one at a time in those?
We don't qualify at all.
You don't qualify in mini stocks. Okay.
It's mostly just like a pill draw.
Okay.
So
I was going to ask you how they determine where you place then if they don't qualify.
Yeah, it's mostly a pill draw.
Okay.
But we do have transponders and race receivers.
I was gonna ask you about that. Receivers. You have receivers and transponders.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So we got all that, but we never qualify one at a time.
Right. Right. All right. Well, we have. Oh. Sorry. I think we had some.
No, go ahead.
Okay. All right.
I'm on him right now.
Oh. Okay. We had some some tech issues in the studio. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah. So you tell us do you have a Facebook or website, anything that they can go to find out what you got going on?
I do have a Facebook.
Yep.
Just Jake Fernandez, and then JakeFernandezRacing.com, and it's also linked onto my dad's website, FishOnCharters.com, and there's a link on there that goes right to the website, and we'll be updating that website shortly to give you guys the new updates and this season and what's next.
Yeah. That sounds exciting, and we'll go ahead and we'll post that on our website too. We have checkeredflagshow.com. We can post that on there, and we can put any links on there for you want.
Awesome.
So obviously you're going to have some sponsors and thanks and shout outs that you want to give out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad, Fish on Charters, Rocking J Ranch, Windsor Truck and Tow, Best of the Bay Auto Body, Johnny Franklin Mufflers, Don's Truck Repair, and everybody that's just helped me out along the way, because we haven't been the most funded race car team, but we've made it.
Yeah.
We've done what we could with what we had. So.
Yeah. Well, and you can add something new to your resume that you can tell them you're on a TV show.
I was on the Checkered Flag
You're
show.
on the Checkered Flag, and you announce the sponsors on there. So if you got sponsors and you're watching, sponsor this kid. Where are you racing? Where can we go to watch you race next?
Probably the end of this month or next month. We'll probably be in Marysville.
Okay.
Running the Marysville.
That's a dirt track out there in Marysville?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for being on the show and hanging out with us.
Thank
you.
you.
Can hang out for the rest of the show if you want, or you can go. We've got some NASCAR topics to talk about. I don't know if you want to hang out and kind of weigh in on that before we have our callers.
I might have to hang out and talk about that.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. So right now we've got several things. We're talking about right now. And, of course, one of them is, Jimmy Johnson's crew is under fire for possible all-star race infraction. What are your thoughts on that? And you too. You can tell.
It's hard for me to comment on that because Jimmy Johnson is my favorite driver. But,
yeah.
If break the rules, you get caught.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
basically how it goes.
Well, it's specifically it says Jimmy Johnson's crew. So it doesn't necessarily, Jimmy Johnson. And some other things that are happening in NASCAR also too. We're talking about is, we've all Danica Patrick. Her GoDaddy thing is up in 2015. Yeah. So what's your thoughts on that?
I kind of, because I haven't been watching the races. Yeah. I couldn't watch the All-Star race.
That's okay. And did you guys catch the I was talking about earlier, the IndyCar crashes and accidents?
I heard something about that.
Yeah, they had IndyCar in Indianapolis. There's a lot of questions right now on the, and you can weigh in on this too, you guys being racers and safety in racing. Right now there's a controversy on the safety issues with IndyCar. They had two accidents, and this wasn't even the race. This was during the warm-ups for the Indy 500. We had Elio Castrovenes of Brazil. He went airborne after hitting the wall. In fact, the video went viral. You've probably seen it. It went viral. It's on Facebook. He hit the wall and came back down. And then Monday, James Hinchcliffe was injured in a crash. So, kind of talk to you. As an experienced racer, what do you think? Do you think there needs to be better safety regulations?
Oh, definitely. In all types of racing, safety is number one. Whether you go fast or not, safety is definitely the big thing. And it's kind of goes back to when Kyle Larson, when he first got into NASCAR, and that big wreck that happened at Daytona.
Yeah.
He went through the fence, and there was a lot of controversy about the safety of not only the cars, but, the track itself. And the fan safety. So, it's definitely going to be something to talk about.
Right. All right, I think we might have a caller calling in. Hello, you're on the air with a checkered flag. Hello?
No, that's the other line.
Oh, that's the other line. No, we did have someone calling on this line too, but it sounds like they're not on.
Like it.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, you're right. There's remember the Kyle Larson, and there is some what's your thought, Bryce? Because Bryce, if anybody knows about sorry, but if anybody knows about Rex, what Bryce does. So what's your thoughts, Bryce?
Well, like it should be a little bit like if you kind of have a little wreck, maybe it should be like maybe a little bit more safety, like in the seat. You should have a little bit more like a protection from like the motor a little bit. Have a little kind of a guard by the motor and stuff. Yeah, I know. Anywhere.
I know that they are making steps in NASCAR and Indy, and steps, and they're always unfortunately sometimes it's trial and error. Somebody gets hurt and then you try something else. But I'm so glad they do the Hans device and all that.
Yeah.
You wear all that now because everything with the head in the race car is very regulated now.
Yeah, the Hans device is huge. It helps a lot. And I was actually in an accident last year. Yeah. And the Hans device, too bad the crash happened, but the Hans device, it came in when it needed to.
Was that in your mini stock?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got in a bag accident, and the Hans device worked great.
Back on the mini stocks, man, I've seen some pretty gnarly wrecks with the mini stocks. I mean, they can bump and you're constantly bumping and grinding out there. Anyway, already there's a lot of contact in mini stock
all
racing.
Kinds of bumping and grinding.
Yeah, there's all kinds with mini stock racing. Well, in a little bit, I'm excited. We're going to go to a commercial break here in a moment, but in a little bit we're going to have McKenna Hasse, sprint car racer, took her first feature Knoxville win, and this happened her division at Knoxville. We're going to have her on the phone in just a little bit, and of course we're going to hear. We're also going to hear from Tater the Gator in a little while. But we have to take a commercial break right now, and we'll be back with those two in just a moment.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
Trouble behind him. Here goes Hasse again. You've got a new leader in turn number 2. McKenna Hasse to the lead. Down the back straightaway. Opening up a gap. Knoxville Raceway. Right, can you feel it? McKenna Hasse gets the win.
The first lady to ever win a feature race at Knoxville Raceway in a sprint car is McKenna Hasse.
Yeah, this was the night that I told everybody I wanted to win because I wanted to be on the podium 2 days in a row at graduation. So this is a dream come true. Thank you.
We're going to let the celebration begin. We're going to get out of the way right now. McKay Insurance Night. Race fans, one more time, give it up for McKenna Hasse.
Taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
Manticorp Tax and Accounting can help you minimize taxation, establish a corporate presence, and save you money. Our over 25 years of experience in domestic and international taxation and incorporation services makes us the best at what we do. Your first consultation at Manticorp is always free, and our discounted rates guarantee you will not end up paying for what you don't get. Try Manticorp today. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@mantacorpusa.com.
All right, folks, we're back. We've got on the line right now McKenna Haase. McKenna, we're so excited to have you on the show. Knoxville. Now check this out, guys. Monumental win for this girl at Knoxville. Sprint in her sprint 305. Was it really the first ever girl to win at Knoxville in a 305 sprint car?
The first ever to win in a sprint car.
Wow. Period?
Yes.
Wow, that's exciting. Now that happened
in Maine.
Yes, in the Maine. That happened over at Knoxville. Tell us about that experience for you. We showed the video a little bit ago. The last couple of laps leading up into the race. You had pardon me for not remembering names, but you got up there. You had somebody you were racing against at spot number 2. You waited. You found your groove in the bottom, and when the time was right, you went right on by and got up front.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I started third, and I was in second for most of the beginning of the race, and then I know I was in the lead before we were halfway because I got that signal, and then I led the rest of the race. We had a lot of cautions though. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that you had some cautions to get through, and then we actually played the video earlier. And saw you. We saw the interview that you had was quite emotional. What was going through your mind at that moment? I know something very significant is you had just had another successful thing, but you had just graduated. So how about that for a graduation present, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. There was just a lot going on, so right. It was just crazy.
So after a win like that, you come back, you park the car in the garage and everything, and that's quite a huge accomplishment. Do you so what's next for the goals? I mean, is that like something that you don't really? It's not like a plateau, but I mean, is that like, what's next in the goal after something like that?
Yeah, well, right now my other goal for this season was to be in the top 5 in points. So. For the rest of the season, I just want to focus on fixing my mistakes and just having consistent results at least, and just having a consistent rest of the season and not be all over the charts. And I think we have the team to do that. Yeah, of course.
Of course, having taking more wins like you did over at Knoxville. That seems like that's quite a big track. How is that track over there?
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah. Do you got anything want to ask Bryce?
Do you want to run in the World of Outlaws, like when you're?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that
is my long-term goal, to be a World of Outlaws sprint car driver.
Sweet. Hey, that may be. Hey, you know what? That may be a lot quicker. That may be a lot quicker. I could probably see that in the short term. If you're already putting wins like you did now, I could see that happening pretty soon.
Well, that would be really cool, but yeah, that's my long-term goal, and I think about that a lot. So hopefully someday that can come true.
Well, you're definitely on your way, and of course, anyone that you would like to thank this past weekend that helped you, obviously with most of your racing and determination. Anybody else you'd like to thank that really helped make your car what it is and to get up front?
Absolutely. There's a bunch of people I'd like to thank and a bunch of people that I haven't got the chance to thank. But first and foremost, my sponsors, Iowa Select Farms, Casey's General Stores, Stein Seed, Recommended Collision Center, Kier Endurance Sport, Fleck Trekking, Larry Huff, Chicks Gear Racewear, KBOE Radio, Ostrich Racing Engines for the power, and just everybody that's congratulated me or taken the time to write something on social media or in person to say something to me that I really appreciate all that, and I appreciate just the photographers for capturing the moment, anybody that this show and all the others that have taken the time to talk about it. I appreciate that, and friends and family and just everybody that's that's helped make it possible. I can never thank everybody enough. It's been great.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling in and spending some time with us after such a win and it being so late. Thank you so much. I am excited, and we look forward to seeing what you're going to do next and how that's going to develop for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it's good, and best of luck to the other racers that you have on tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, folks, we got to take another break. Yes, we have bills we got to pay here at the Checkered Flag, and we're going to be back in just a moment. We're going to talk to Tater the Gator because this is exciting, folks. I want to tell you this. Every single race at Dixon, he took the win, and all three we call a clean sweep. We're going to find out, talk to him in just a little bit.
You're invited to participate in a true multimedia experience coming to a home near you. LCM TV is bringing Lake County into the new millennium with news, live broadcast, information, music, talk shows, and local programming, all streaming in high definition online and soon to be on your Roku box. Join us at lcm-tv.com or be a part of our studio audience. You can also watch the shows at lakecomagazine.com as we provide programming to inform, enlighten, and maybe even enrage you. On Lake County Magazine Talk Show with Terry and Pete the Tax Guy, Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Like racing? Try the Checkered Flag Show, hosted by Ace Naylor on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. All ages and divisions in regional and national fields. Joni Lane brings a positive light to you every Monday at 3 p.m. Pasha Space brings an international flair as they discuss ecological, health, and social issues in Haiti with people around the world. End up your week with positive, conscious sounds on Saturday at 9 a.m. with Sister T on the Bridge. This show is also simulcast on KMEC 105.1 FM in Ukiah. Our latest show, LCM TV News, is brought to you live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon, and rebroadcast at 6:30 p.m. and noon daily, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, featuring national, regional, and local news, weather, and sports. We have it all here for you on your local TV station, LCM TV. Join us online and soon on Roku, giving you access to all the best Lake County has to offer. We are LCMTV.com, your multimedia connection. Tune in for the fun. It's live TV at its best.
Line right now, Tater the Gator Reich. And that name sounds familiar because it is. We had Tater on the show last week. And last week we were talking to him and told him that if he got every single win over at Dixon, that if he did a clean sweep at Dixon, we would have our actually the story is that we told him that if you won the main event, we won his main, we would have him on the show, back on the show to talk about it. He not only won the main, Bryce and fans, he took every single race a clean sweep. He won the Trophy Dash, the Heat, and the main at Dixon this past Saturday. Hey, thank you for being on the show, buddy. How are you?
And tough times.
Yeah, that's exciting. Tell us about the race over at Dixon. You won every single race over there.
What?
Tell us about the race over at Dixon. You won every single race over at Dixon. You won all three, which was the Trophy Dash, the Heat, and the main event.
It was very fun. When the guy.
Could you walk us through maybe the last couple of laps? I mean, how did you manage? How many cars were there? How many? We know there's 4 cars in the Trophy Dash, but how many cars were in the heat race and the main? How many cars did you have? How many carts were you against in the heat race and main event?
6.
You were against 6 in the heat, and then how many in the main? In the main, there was about 6 also.
No, there's like 5.
Oh, 5 in the main. So how did you get up? So tell us about how that worked out for you, and how did you manage to get up front?
I just passed them on the inside or the outside, and on the lap cars, I always pass them on the outside.
Oh, so you like to choose the outside. You like to choose the outside to race. I know some try like to do the inside. And this happened last weekend over you were at Dixon Speedway?
Yes, I flipped.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to ask him, Bryce?
Hey, have you ever raced at Cyclone before?
No. But I raced Red Bluff.
Oh yeah, Red Bluff's a good track. Are you thinking about? Would you like to probably go to Cycleland this year? I think you're ready.
After Dixon, we're gonna go back to Red Bluff and maybe go to Cycleland.
Okay. So are you next weekend? Are you at Red Bluff next weekend? Where are you at next weekend?
Yes, after Dixon.
Oh, you're back at Dixon. All right. Well, that's exciting. And where does that? That's usually what time does the race start over there? Like 5 o'clock?
3.
Hello?
3 o'clock is qualifying.
Okay. So how do you how do you qualify in your kart? So what you do is that you qualify, and does that tell where you place in the events? So if you qualify, say in the top, you qualify, say in the top, does that put you up front for the main event, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Tater, we got a couple minutes left. We have to close out the show. But before you go, man, I mean, what happened must have been really exciting. Do you have some people you might want to? I'm sure you have people you want to thank.
Richard Knight, QRC. The Royal Purple, and Brass Tire.
Well, that's exciting. Yep. Well, thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for calling in, Tater the Gator. I appreciate it. So you're going to go to Dixon. You're at Dixon again, folks. Watch this. Folks, watch this kid.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we're gonna do another break, and then we're gonna close out the show. And I got some exciting things to talk about for the next show. So, God, the interview was brutal.
He kept on cutting out.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
All right, folks, we are back. I want to thank everybody for calling in. Awesome show tonight. Bryce, thank you for coming out and hanging, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We've got coming up on, let's see, the 26th. Yep, next show. Man, I don't even know what day it is. I'm so busy. I had to look at the calendar. Carson Horner is going to be on the 26th. And stay tuned and go to our website to find out who we're going to have on. We've got a couple other guests we're working on. All the updates are found at checkeredflagshow.com. Again, it's www.checkeredflagshow.com. Also, check out our Facebook, The Checkered Flag Show, and the Checkered Flag Talk Show, that's our Facebook. Be sure to like that page. And again, go to those to see who we're going to have on next week. Give us a call, too. You can give us you can send us an email. Send us an email on our website if you have somebody you'd like to have on the show. We'd be glad to talk to you. Folks, until next week, race fans, thank you.